Welcome everyone to the Faculty of Science information session. My name is Alicia Marr. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Science Recruitment Coordinator. I'm going to take you through some information about our programs and majors that we offer in science. And then I also have my colleague Evan here, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Evan. I'm the undergraduate recruitment specialist here with the Faculty of Science of UW, and I'm also here to connect with you all, and I'm so excited and looking forward to today's presentation.
Yeah, awesome. So before we get started, Evan and I and all of the University of Waterloo want to acknowledge that much of our work takes place on the traditional territory of the Neutral, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples. Our main campus, which is where I'm located today, is situated on the Haldeman Track, which is land granted to the Six Nations that includes 6 miles on each side of the Grand River. Our active work towards reconciliation takes place across our campuses through research, learning, teaching, and community building, and is coordinated within our Office of Indigenous Relations. And then within the Faculty of Science, we also have a special office called the Science Indigenous Initiatives, where much of our work that takes place with our Indigenous peoples is through that office there. Okay, so let's get started. What is your science? So if you're attending this presentation, maybe you don't know about all the different areas that we offer to study here in science at the University of Waterloo. If you're in high school, you've probably heard of biology, chemistry, and physics. These are kind of your 3 main or your 3 core sciences. But at the University of Waterloo, we have many different programs and subjects to study that branch off of these 3 major subjects. So you can see if you're interested in something like biology and chemistry, we actually have a program that combines the two together into biochemistry. Same thing, maybe if you're interested in physics and chemistry, you combine those two together and you get a program called materials and nanosciences. So there's lots of different sciences out there that combine these 3 major ideas of biology, chemistry, and physics. And today we're going to go through each one of our programs and majors and let you know all about them. So what is the difference between a program and a major? So a program is a defined set of requirements that's common to a degree, and a major is the primary area of study in your degree. So we do have a few entry programs, and then within those programs, you can major or specialize. And the choice is yours. We have 17 different subjects grouped into both programs and majors. So the programs that we offer are biotechnology / chartered professional accountancy or biotechnology CPA, environmental science, honors science, science and aviation, and science and business. And then we have 2 entry programs as well that have majors within them. So we have our life sciences program that's broken down into 4 majors: biochemistry, biology, biomedical sciences, and psychology. And then we have our physical sciences entry program that's broken down into 8 majors. So that's biological and medical physics, chemistry, earth sciences, materials and nanosciences, mathematical physics, medicinal chemistry, and physics and astronomy. And what's really great about most of the programs and majors here at Waterloo is that you get to start in your major on day 1. So if you're interested in doing biology within life sciences, you don't actually start in life sciences and then specialize in biology. You get to start in biology right away from day 1. So that means you're starting your major right away in classes, in labs that are tailored directly for your degree. And this is great because it gets you started on what you want to study a little bit faster than maybe taking a general first year. So we're going to go over the programs now. So the first would be biology, which is a major within our life sciences program, and it's the study of life and living systems. It's rated in the top 10 in Canada for biology, and it is a recommended program for people wishing to pursue professional school like optometry or pharmacy. It's a co-op program and it's very flexible, and we see our graduates go into things like genetics, microbiology, and healthcare. Our next major within the life sciences program is biomedical sciences. And this is the study of health and living systems related to health, disease, and the healing process. It's also rated in the top 10 in Canada for anatomy and physiology. And it's recommended again for people wishing to pursue a professional program like optometry or pharmacy or medical school. This program is offered in the regular system of study only, which means we don't offer co-op in biomedical sciences. And we see our graduates go on to have careers in fields of medicine, dentistry, nursing, and really anything within healthcare. The next life sciences program major is psychology. And psychology is the study of human behavior and mental functions. We're ranked the top 4 in Canada for psychology, and it's a co-op program as well, and it's flexible, which means you get to take courses that you're interested in, a little bit more electives. And our psychology is the home for the Center of Mental Health Research and Treatment. And some possible career outcomes from psychology include psychiatry, neuroscience research, and clinical psychology. And then our last major within life sciences program is biochemistry. So biochemistry, kind of in the name, it's the combination of both biology and chemistry. So you're studying living systems at a cellular and molecular level. So I like to think of it as studying the chemistry of biological systems. There is an option to specialize in this major, which means you can focus your studies even more into biotechnology. It is a co-op program and it's a little bit more rigid, so a little bit less flexible, less choices with your electives, but you do get to graduate with a membership in the Chemical Institute of Canada. Some possible career outcomes include careers in healthcare, life science research, or the pharmaceutical industry. So those were the 4 majors within our life sciences program. Now we'll talk about the majors within our physical sciences program. So the first is medicinal chemistry, which is the study of pharmaceutical discovery, design, and production. So you're looking at how drugs and medicines are made, designed, and then distributed. So with this degree, you will get a professional membership again to the Chemical Institute of Canada, and this is a co-op only program, which means you will be in co-op if you are in this program. Our graduates go on to work in pharmacology and drug design. They can work in industrial research and development, or they can also do things within chemical research. We also have a chemistry major within our physical sciences program, which is the most broad and flexible and general way to study chemistry. And chemistry is the study of matter, which includes compositions, structures, and properties. Within chemistry, you can specialize again, so narrow down that field of study that you're interested in and look at computational chemistry. Our chemistry major is ranked top 5 in Canada for chemistry, and it is a major that has co-op available. Possible career outcomes include industrial research and development, working in bio-based materials research, or polymer research. Materials and nanosciences is another major within a physical sciences program. So as I mentioned before, materials and nanosciences is the combination of both physics and chemistry. And it's the study of materials and their properties, but at a nanoscale. So think billionth of a meter. We're looking at really small scales here. This major is ranked number 2 in Canada for materials science. It has co-op available and it's fairly flexible. Some career outcomes include renewable energy, working in materials research and development, and working in nanotechnology. We also have biological and medical physics. So this is one that's combining your love of biology and also your love of physics. And you'll be able to study physics and its applications related to biological and medical systems. This major is really cool because we have a partnership with the Grand River Regional Cancer Center here in Waterloo, and it has co-op available so you can test out different jobs within this major. And it is flexible enough to add things like electives and minors, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Some possible career outcomes include medicine, working in cancer treatment, and medical imaging. Okay, and then we have physics. So, physics is the most broad, general, flexible way to study all different types of physics here at the University of Waterloo. So, physics is the study of matter, energy, and forces. So, our physics major has a pretty amazing lecturer and professor spearheading our first year labs, and that's the Nobel Prize winner, Donna Strickland. This program also offers co op and is fairly flexible. Graduates can go on to many different things because physics is so vast, but we see lots of our graduates do things like experimental research, computer software development, and even working in financial analysis. Sticking with the theme of physics here, we also have a mathematical physics major within our physical sciences program. So, mathematical physics studies the mathematics and theoretical side of physics. So, you're looking a little bit more at the equations in physics, how they work, and why we use them. It is also a co op program and flexible, and it has ties to the Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics and the Institute for Quantum Computing. So, really great ties to some really important people in the industry. Some possible career outcomes include doing research in theoretical physics, quantum computing, and industry modeling. And we also have physics and astronomy as a major within our physical sciences program. So, in physics and astronomy, you'll be able to study the universe, planets, stars, galaxies, and the evolution and the future of the cosmos. Here at Waterloo, we have the Waterloo Center for Astrophysics, and we're also home to Avery Broderick, who is a professor in our Department of Physics and Astronomy, who is on the team that captured the first photo of a black hole. This major also has co op available and it is fairly flexible. Some possible career outcomes include working in aerospace, working with remote sensing and imaging, and also doing research in astronomy. And then our last major within physical sciences will be earth sciences. So, earth sciences is the study of our planet, the study of Earth, and its evolution, chemistry, structure, and transformations. You can have three different specializations within earth science. So that is geology, which is focused a little bit more on rocks, geophysics, which is focused a little bit more on the physics of earth, and hydrogeology, which is focused a bit more on water. This major is ranked in the top 10 in Canada for Earth and Marine Sciences, and it's a co op program as well, and it is semi flexible depending on which specialization you choose. Our graduates go on to work in many different fields, including energy and natural resources, geoscience research, and groundwater consulting. Okay, now we're going to move on to our entry programs, so the ones that don't have majors within them. So the first is environmental science, which is the study of ecosystems, natural resources, and the way humans influence those resources and ecosystems. This is another program where you specialize. So you can specialize in ecology, looking a little bit more at biology and the different ways that nature interacts with each other, geoscience, which takes a look at all of the different spheres within Earth, so hydrosphere, lithosphere, all the different areas of Earth kind of into one. And then there is water science, which is focused specifically on water. This program is ranked number 4 in Canada for environmental sciences. Co op is available and it's fairly flexible. We see our graduates go into things like environmental consulting, field research and development, and water quality management. Our next program is Science and Business, which is a unique program and special to Waterloo as it's the only co op science and business program in North America. Science and business allows you to study both science and business, but it has a large emphasis on how these two different fields intersect and connect with one each other. There are optional specializations, so you can choose to specialize in science and business if you would like, into biochemistry, biology, or biotechnology. And it is a flexible program because you'll get to choose what kind of science courses you want to take at the same time as what business courses you're interested in. Some possible career outcomes include project management, business analysis, and technology development. Biotechnology slash chartered professional accountancy, or biotechnology CPA, is a study of biological technologies with a focus on business and financial accounting. So it is another one of those interesting combination programs where you're getting to study both biotechnology and financial accounting. We're ranked top 5 in Canada for finance and accounting, and it's a co op only program, which means you're going to be taking co op in biotechnology CPA and getting those great experiences and paid relevant experiences for your resume. It's a little bit less flexible because of this, but you have those great co op opportunities. Some possible career outcomes include working in audit and tax, in research and developing, monitoring and assessment, or drug and medical technologies. And we've also got science and aviation. So, another one that is a bit of a unique program and very interesting is science and aviation. So, you're able to study the scientific foundations that are associated with flight while also pursuing a career as a pilot. So that means you'll be taking your science courses here at the University of Waterloo, while also getting to do flight training through our partnership with Waterloo Wellington Flight Center, or the WWFC. You'll gain many different licensings throughout your flight training, including a commercial pilot's license. This program is a regular system of study only because you'll be doing lots of your flying during the summers, and it's kind of hard to schedule a co op program around all of the different flight training that you'll be doing. And it's a little bit less flexible because of this as well. Most of our graduates from science and aviation go right into commercial piloting, working in the aviation industry, or doing things like flight education or aerial surveying. And then our very last program within the Faculty of Science is Honor Science. So I like to call it a choose your own adventure type of program because it's the study of science with an emphasis on the science that you want to study. So you're able to kind of tailor your degree and choose the different sciences that you want to study and make it really special and tailored towards you. It is a recommended major for people looking to pursue professional schools, again, like optometry or pharmacy. It's a regular system of study only, so no co op available, but it is our most flexible program. So there's lots of options for the different courses that you may want to study. Our graduates go into things like healthcare, education, and research and development. But with honor science, because you're really tailoring the degree to your liking, there's many different fields, and I think the possibilities are limitless. Now, I talked a bit about how some of these programs are flexible, and what flexibility means is that you can choose which electives you want to take, and sometimes that means you can also get a minor with your degree. So, the programs and majors we discussed would be your major, and then you can also add something called a minor, which is usually 8 to 10 courses that you would take throughout your undergraduate career. And within the Faculty of Science, we offer 8 different minors that you can add to your major. So this includes astrophysics, biochemistry, biology, biophysics, chemistry, earth science, medicinal physiology, or sorry, medical physiology, and physics. But there's over 50 minors available from all other faculties. So if you really love biology, but you're also very interested in music or language or business, you can add that on to your degree through a minor. And then we also have something called the bioinformatics option, which is available to all science students. And it's similar to a minor, you'll be specialing in bioinformatics. Okay, and you did hear me talk about professional schools as well. So, professional schools are schools where you have to complete a minimum set of requirements from an undergraduate program before applying to these schools. And at the University of Waterloo, we have 2 different professional schools. We have the School of Pharmacy and our School of Optometry and Vision Science. So for the School of Pharmacy, you'll have to complete a minimum of 2 years in a Bachelor of Science or other approved post-secondary program. And this School of Pharmacy offers the only co-op Doctor of Pharmacy program in all of Canada. So you get that really great paid work experience. The School of Optometry and Vision Science, you'll need to complete at least 3 years in a Bachelor of Science program before you apply. And it is Canada's only English speaking Doctor of Optometry program. Okay, now I'm going to pass it on to Evan. Now that we know all about programs and majors, he's going to touch a little bit more on the other parts of Waterloo and the Faculty of Science that make it so awesome.
Thanks, Alicia. Hi again, everyone. And so here I'm talking about experiential learning because at the University of Waterloo, we strongly believe that you learn best by doing. And here we have so many options that I can't wait to dive into. So let's start with co-op. So co-op is one of the things that makes Waterloo such an amazing school. 14 of our 17 science subjects that you can study provide the opportunity to do co-op. And co-op allows you to get full-time professional work experience while you're still in your undergraduate degree. How this works is that starting in second year, students will alternate every 4 months between studying and work placements, ending with a larger 8-month block of work and study terms where you can then take on larger projects. So over the course of those 5 years of study, that totals to up to 20 months of hands-on work experience. And those 20 months are where you get paid for the work you do, you apply the knowledge that you've learned in classes to the workplace, and you can make connections that will help you find other jobs in the future, or may even turn into a full-time job once you graduate. So here at UW, we have a long-standing, extensive network of amazing industry connections in all fields, such as biotechnology, university research, even government teams, and more. And to support you through this process, when you're applying for co-op, as well as while you're actually in the work terms, we have so many staff and volunteers there to support you. We have an amazing team at our Tatum Co-op Center that helps you with things such as writing your first resume, writing a cover letter, and even doing a mock interview. So from the very beginning to when you're wrapping up that last co-op term, you'll have amazing support there for you as you learn to get that real hands-on experience. Next up, let's talk about labs. Because what would a scientist be without their lab? So here we believe that you should get that hands-on laboratory experience right away. So you can expect in your first year to have multiple labs where you learn lab safety and conduct some really cool experiments, such as titrations, dissections, and measuring gravitational acceleration. We have a team of brilliant lab instructors and lab courses that have been designed with the help of researchers such as the recent Nobel laureate, Dr. Donna Strickland, who helps design our new physics courses. You'll also find plenty of support in your labs from the teams of teaching assistants who help you out through answering your questions and guiding you through the steps if you were ever lost. So the teaching assistants are typically upper year students who have experience in those lab courses and experience in that topic and are able to there support you. And we have plenty of them to help you throughout the entire process. So overall, we hope you are excited to strap on your goggles and your lab coats and get ready for the many labs you have in store for you. Next up, let's talk about field work, because not all research or practical lab experience is done inside. So for some fields of study, especially earth science and environmental science, you can expect to take that research outside into the real world. So field work can involve field trips to nearby locations, conducting measurements in lakes, rivers, researching rock outcrops at various valleys and gorges, all these things that can really be hands-on that you can't even do specifically in a lab setting. So there are great ways to get out there, get some fresh air, and apply your knowledge in a real natural setting. What you might be studying in classes, but actually be able to feel it, feel the water and dirt on your hands. Next up, we have the Science Innovation Hub. So if you have the entrepreneurial spirit and you want to bring your passion for innovation, Waterloo is definitely the right place for you. So the Science Innovation Hub is a series of connections that we have with local campus partners that help you develop your own ideas and start something of your own. So that includes Velocity, which is our startup hub. If you have business idea that you'd like to get up and running, we are there to support you. We also have connections through teams such as iGEM, which is a student-run team that does research on synthetic biology and genetic engineering, and also connections to places such as St. Paul's Greenhouse, which is at one of our colleges that helps foster ideas looking to better society. All of these and many more are amazing resources available for students, including professors who want to work directly with students to actually get those startups and ideas going. And one of the best parts of being an entrepreneur at the University of Waterloo is that all intellectual property, while you developed here at the school, is 100% the ownership of the students. And you're allowed to develop those ideas in spaces where you don't need to pay or rent, including lab spaces for your use. So if you're someone with the innovation and passion to start something of your own, we highly encourage you to come join us here. And lastly, but definitely not least, we have our student clubs. And so there's so many amazing ways to make connections, especially during your undergraduate degree at the various clubs. We have our Waterloo Undergraduate Student Association, or as we like to call them, WUSA. WUSA is sort of an overarching student government that helps foster and supports over 200 student-made clubs. So these student clubs cover basically every activity, hobby that you can imagine, such as dragon boat racing, badminton, language exchange, horror movies, dancing, a cappella, anything you can think of, it's there. Beyond that, we also have faculty-specific departmental clubs. So what that means is that we have clubs specifically for studies of interest, such as chemistry, physics, materials, and nanoscience. We have 8 total departmental clubs where you can join and study with students who are taking the same courses and have the same science passions that you do. These clubs have their own club spaces and provide services such as study sessions, socials, and even provide services such as renting out lab coats and goggles. From firsthand experience, it's an amazing way to get involved and meet a lot of amazing friends.
Okay,
I will
thank
now pass it
you.
off to Alicia.
Yeah, thank you, Evan. So that kind of brings us to the end of our presentation talking to you guys. But we also have some students joining us today on Zoom who are going to talk a little bit about their experiences. Because Evan and I, we work for the University of Waterloo and we did attend the University of Waterloo, but it's nice to hear from students who are currently attending. So if you guys want to unmute and share your video, maybe let's go in order of how you appear on the slide. And you can just introduce yourself, the program that you're in, and why you chose to come to Waterloo. And then we'll get into a few questions.
Okay, I guess that means I'm first. I'm not sure if you can see my video or not. Let's see. Oh, hi. Okay. My name is Sarah. I go by she, her pronouns, and the screen is just a little off. I'm in biochemistry, and I chose to come to Waterloo mostly for the co-op program. I've been to campus a few times, and it was really exciting, and also for a lot of the hands-on lab experience you'd get.
Great, thank you, Sarah. I'm sorry that your program is incorrect. Yes, Sarah is in biochemistry.
Hey everyone, so my name is Dennis. I'm in my fourth year of biomedical sciences. So this is actually my last semester here at the University of Waterloo. I chose to come to the University of Waterloo because of its reputation on an international scale and being such a great institution worldwide for its international recognition.
Great, thank you, Dennis.
I guess I'm next. Hopefully you all be I'm Stephanie. I'm in my third year of biomedical science. I go by she, her pronouns. I chose to go to the University of Waterloo just because as someone who wants to go to professional, the biomedical science program really stood out to me with what they offer and how they for professionals.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Hey everyone, my name is Riddhi. I go by she, her pronouns. I am in my last term of physics and astronomy with a minor in computing and a diploma in environmental assessment and another diploma in sustainability. And I chose to come to Waterloo because of its co-op program, especially in a program like physics and astronomy, where I could get a lot of work experience and industry experience while doing my degree. So I had a better idea of where I'd want to go after I finished my degree, and also had more experience in terms of work experience, so I could find a job after graduating if I chose not to go to a master's degree. And I also came here because the program was really flexible for me to be able to add multiple different things to my degree, like a minor and 2 diplomas and certificates, and there's a lot of certificates that I offered too. So that was another reason I came to Waterloo, because I was able to diversify my degree as much as I wanted to.
Great, thanks, Riddhi. Actually, while you mentioned co-op, why don't you go ahead and tell us about maybe one of your favorite co-op experiences, or how you found the process of co-op and getting a job here at Waterloo?
Yeah, for sure. So I think one of my favorite co-op experiences was a co-op where I worked with a professor at Western doing planetary science research. So what I was doing was basically automating telescopes for us to be able to look at different parts of the sky during one night. So like basically making sure our telescopes opened up on time and they closed on time, and if the weather was bad, they closed based on the weather reports we were getting and things like that. And that was a really fun time because I love telescopes and I love instrumentation, and it was really cool to just do everything and like see how telescopes were moving. And like it was also peak COVID when I was doing this, so being able to like operate telescopes from like Waterloo when all of this was happening at like in London was a really fun time. And I also got to visit the observatory in London during COVID, and I'm really grateful for that experience. It's a really cool project that they're doing there. And the co-op, like finding a job and co-op experiences like in general, where it's I think like in the first term, it can be really overwhelming, but at the end of the day, there are so many resources available to help you that like, while I felt overwhelmed starting the process, figuring out like understanding how many resources I had available, like really, really put my mind at ease, because it meant that I had a lot of help available to be able to find a job. We do courses. The first course, we do courses on professional development, and the first course we do is in our first term of looking for a job. So I think in science, that is your first term in second year, and you have teaching assistants helping you. You have counselors and like advisors in Tatum Center helping you fix your resume, make your resume, make cover letters, telling you the best strategy to get jobs in your field, helping you decide what types of jobs you want to really look at based on things that you're interested in. And that really helps you go on to. We also have a site specifically for Waterloo students called Waterloo Works, where you will look for jobs for co-ops, and it like really helps you to go on there and apply for jobs. And like the whole process is very streamlined too, where we have specific times for applying and like specific times for interviews, and then you actually find out at a very specific time when you've gotten a job too. So you're not waiting for a really long time. There's a lot of support on campus to help you through it, and the process is like really easy because of that.
Great, thank you, Riddhi. I'm glad you had such amazing co-op experiences. Sarah, because you're also in co-op, maybe you'd like to share one of your favorite co-op experiences as well, or how you found the process of finding jobs while in co-op. Sarah, we can't hear you if you are if you are speaking.
Sorry about that.
That's
My
all right.
microphone was off. I was just saying I was happy to have such sort of a diverse co-op experience, because at the school, while there is a place called Waterloo Works where you can go find and connect with the employers by submitting your resume, I have also been able to arrange my own job. So if you find external arrangement, not from within the school, you can still get a co-op job that way. And I worked in an industrial microbiology lab at a place called Virox Technologies. They make disinfectants, which was pretty cool. Right when COVID hit, it was pretty applicable. But I also got to have experience because I'm very passionate about teaching science as well. So I got to work in STEM education as well. And I had experience in teaching microbiology labs. So in the prep rooms for the University of Waterloo's undergraduate microbiology labs, I got to help set that up as well. I found the process very well supported. Again, it's as Rudy was saying, it's a little daunting at first, but you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly.
Great, thank you. Yeah, co-op is really awesome because you get to try out all these different things. So I always say it's a really great opportunity to try what you like, but it's also a really great opportunity to find out maybe what you don't like as well. But not all of our programs offer co-op. So Dennis and Stephanie are both in biomedical sciences. So Dennis, maybe you can start and tell us what kind of opportunities that you can still get, or other ways that you can be involved, even if you don't have a co-op attached with your program.
Yeah, of course. So for one of the things is we have the EDGE program that allows students, particularly biomedical science students, to network their way around and to get other sort of job opportunities and experiences without that co-op placement. Personally, what I did was I simply just emailed a whole bunch of my professors, and I tried making like a certain connection with them that allowed me to actually work with them in the future. And so now I'm actually doing research at the School of Pharmacy, and I primarily got that position through just emailing my professors. You can also join a lot of clubs on campus where you meet a lot of other students, you network your way around, you meet other people, meet new people, you get to see sort of their experiences and what field they're sort of interested in, and then that can help you to sort of get directed into different avenues of work experience and different opportunities that are both on campus as well as off campus. The education that the university also provides you is very extensive and applicable to the outside or real world. And so with that being said, you can simply like email a whole lot of, you can apply to a lot of different positions outside of campus. So I worked with Sun Life Financial, which is like an insurance company, where I was kind of on their medical team, like as an underwriter in the National Disability Support Team, which was really interesting to do. So there's a lot of different options, even if you don't have that co-op as your program.
Yeah, exactly. So I know you talked about different ways to get involved or volunteer or do other things or find jobs outside of co-op. Stephanie, have you had the same success in finding places outside of co-op to spend your time?
Yeah, as Dennis mentioned, Edge is a really good way because that way you get to network too. A lot of my job experiences have come from off campus, so a lot of networking. Throughout the summer, I worked at my family doctor's clinic. I went in for a checkup and like asked questions and like I got to work with her. So a lot of the time it just comes about like outside networking and like asking questions, and as Dennis mentioned, also sending emails too.
Yeah, great. I think a lot of our faculty and staff on campus are very receptive to people reaching out. They have labs, they have research that they want student help on. So it's always a great way to get involved, whether you're in co-op or not. There's lots of different opportunities. So we're going to kind of shift questions a little bit. Now that we've talked about co-op and EDGE, I'd like to know what everyone's favorite thing about their program is. So we'll start with biochemistry with Sarah. What's your favorite thing about your program?
My personal favorite thing about biochemistry is all of the labs that I get to do. Biochemistry is a pretty lab focused program, while you do have a lot of coursework as well, biochemistry gets to do a lot of different sorts of labs. So for example, one of my favorite lab courses was a third year molecular biology techniques lab, where all the course was pretty much a lab. You got to plan out your experiments and do them within a time period, but you also get the option to do a lot of chemistry labs as well. So there is organic chemistry, analytical chemistry. You really do get to experience all the different aspects of biology and chemistry. And for me, as a hands-on learner, having all of those labs as options or even as part of the coursework itself was really fun for me.
Great, thank you, Sarah. Dennis, same question. What's one of your favorite things about biomedical sciences?
For me, it would definitely have to be the people. The students in the program is what really sets it apart. Everyone that I meet in my program is very welcoming. They're super nice, and we're all interested in the same sort of topic. We all kind of have the same goals that we strive towards. And so studying, learning, and having fun with all these like-minded people really makes the program like shine. The other thing I like about it is the professors are amazing. They're world-class professors. They teach with great integrity. The content you learn is also extremely interesting. And so as someone who's interested in medicine and going into medical school, we focus a lot on sort of the human-based science aspects. We do lots of like immunology, physiology, anatomy, and just learning all of those different systems and how they integrate with each other is really an exciting experience.
Great, thank you. Stephanie, same question. You're also in biomedical sciences. What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part would be just the diversity of how much things we learn. Also, as someone who's also interested in medicine and going to medical school, just having a program that like tailors you to like get in the requirements and like the prerequisites for like medical school as part of the program, and also having like like electives to like take all the courses that you find interesting is like a really big deal to me.
Yeah, that's great. And lastly, Ridhi, what's your favorite thing about physics and astronomy?
My favorite thing has to be the labs, specifically the astronomy labs that we do. We have an observatory on campus called the Gustav Bacchus Observatory, and as students, we get to use the robotic telescope on campus to take a lot of data and analyze that data. So we take pictures of celestial objects like gas in space and like other solar system objects like the moons of Jupiter, the moons of Saturn, other like star clusters, really far out in space. There's an experiment called How Far Away Can You See with the Telescope on Campus? I don't think a lot of people do that experiment, but it is a really cool experiment if someone in physics and astronomy wants to try it. Yeah, and it's really fun just like sitting up in the control room of the observatory at like 12 a.m. in the morning. Technically, we're not supposed to go that long, but sometimes cloud cover can make observing really difficult. So you stay longer to hopefully for the cloud cover to like leave so that you can take images and stuff, and then you sit and like kind of put all these images together in a specific software that is used by professional astronomers, and you understand how like different software is used in astronomy, and you do like a lot of more computer software programming and things to really find like analyses from these images and do physics on it. And I think that's like my favorite part of the program.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's great to hear about the different parts of your programs that you love. I'd also love to hear, and I think our guests would as well, love to hear your favorite ways to get involved kind of outside of the classroom or outside of your program. So we'll go back down the line the other way. So Ridhi, why don't you continue on and tell me about your favorite ways to get involved on campus or what you do on campus besides, being in your program and getting all your certificates and other diplomas and things like that.
Other things that I like doing on campus, I really enjoy checking out clubs. We have more than 200 clubs that are offered by the undergraduate society here. And I actually started a club and I run a club too on campus. And I go and check out multiple different types of clubs. So I've done salsa on campus before for as cheap as like $10. And it's a lot of fun. They have like, multiple socials and things that you can go to, and like they throw a huge party at the end of the term, and you get to like meet a lot of people off campus too. I also like doing improv, like improv comedy, improv theater. So I go to the improv club on campus, and I also do improv off campus through like different groups and like troops and things like that. I am part of a improv troupe right now, and we're like looking for new shows coming up. Um, uh, those are two ways I get involved. I also really like reading. There's like tea club that I also tried out, where literally we just get together, drink tea, and play board games. A lot of fun, really cool. Cheese Club is another club that I went to one meeting to, where we like just sample cheeses, which is also super fun. There, I really do like reading, and I want to start like a reading club on campus, but this is my last term, so I am going to take a step back from that. But we also have departmental clubs that I've also been a part of. So like I've been a part of physics club, and I had like exact positions in physics club. I've also gone to a lot of events. We have student prof night in physics club, where we get to interact with the professors, which I think is a lot of fun, because you actually see them as human beings who have lives and can be cool, instead of people lecturing at you. So yeah, it's there's so many different things to do off campus, or not off campus, like outside your classes, even off campus, that you can get involved in based on your hobbies.
Yeah, great, Ridhi. Yeah, I think we've got over 250 clubs now that we offer at Waterloo. So I know Cheese Club is a very popular one. That's one you mentioned. But yeah, you can definitely start your own club at Waterloo. I always like to say you'll be able to find anything that you want. But if there's something that you can't find for whatever reason, it's really easy to make a club. A little bit harder when you're in your last term and you're trying to finish up your degree, but definitely able to make a club if there's something that you're interested in and you don't find a club for it here at Waterloo. We'll continue on with the same kind of question. So, Stephanie, how do you get involved on campus outside of the classroom, or what's your favorite thing to do outside of the classroom?
I mean, science ambassador is one way to get involved. It's a way to like get to talk to prospective students. Talk to a lot of you guests today. As Ridhi mentioned, we have a lot of clubs. I think the best thing is being able to like jump from one club to another, like explore your hobbies. Like I like taking pictures. We had a photography club, like just go out and take pictures. Um, what else? Like, I mean, there's a lot of clubs, so like just explore your passions and like look around. So yeah, that's my favorite way of getting involved in campus. Oh, we also have a lot of sports teams too. So like going swimming, joining the swim team. I was part of the synchronized swimming team for a while. So like there's really a lot of ways to like get involved and like check out really what you want to do.
Yeah, thank you. Dennis, same question to you.
Yeah, so it's along the same lines as the other panelists, and so joining a ton of clubs. I was a part of the pre-medical club. I was a part of the undergraduate, research club, and the Heart and Stroke Foundation here on campus, which was an amazing experience to be a part of, working with other students. I also did intramural sports, and so I played some volleyball, played some outdoor and indoor soccer, and so there's lots of ways to get involved. And the great thing with intramural sports is you can sign up with a team, so people that you already know, or you can just sign up and you can be placed on a team with people that you don't currently know, but that you can make a really good and strong connection with, and hopefully those people can be your friends later on. And then on top of that, something else I like to do to get involved on campus is to support some of the varsity sports teams that we have. And so for me, I always played volleyball when I was in high school. I was part of the varsity volleyball team. And so whenever I can, I always try to make it to the home games for the men's and women's volleyball team here on campus, and really just share that Waterloo spirit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for mentioning athletics. We hadn't touched on that yet. Like Dennis said, we have varsity teams in tons of different sports, but we also have intramurals, which is a great way to get involved, as well as we've got 2 awesome gyms on campus. We've got hockey rinks, we've got football field, indoor soccer field. So lots of different ways to get involved physically after you've been working your mind all day in class. It's a great way to release some energy, get out and play. So we've lots of great opportunities within athletics as well. And then lastly, Sarah. So why don't you tell us what you like to get involved in on campus?
Sure. Like most of the other panelists, well, all of them, I am also part of clubs. The ones that I like to do, I picked up archery, and the good thing about archery is any skill level can go. So I had never picked up a bow before going to archery club, but they taught me, and everyone's really welcoming and encouraging for questions as well. So joining clubs a good way to get to try new things you might not have known you liked before. I've also done Muay Thai, which I hadn't done any sort of class like that before UW, and they were very accommodating to that. Something that wasn't mentioned that I like to do is I was part of science outreach. So again, I like to do and work with STEM education. So one of the things science outreach did, I'm not sure if any of you guys are in grade 12, but sometimes university students go into classrooms and demonstrate how to do gel electrophoresis to grade 12 biology classes. So by volunteering science outreach, I got to do a few cool things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Science outreach and Let's Talk Science is a really great way for current students to volunteer and share their passion of science with students who aren't in university yet. So that's a really great thing that you brought up, Sarah. So we're getting a little bit close to the end of time here. So I've got one final question for our student panel. I'll put you guys on the spot here. If you could give one piece of advice to an incoming first year, what would it be? So we'll go back the other way again and start with Sarah. One piece of advice for an incoming first year.
Okay, my advice would be not to stress too much. I know a lot of university getting in, all these decisions seem big and challenging, but there's flexibility in that. It's okay if you need to change your program, or if you try something and it's not working, there are ways to fix it, and it's not the end of the world or anything like that. So just stick with it. It will be okay. That's my advice, not to stress too much about these what seem to be large decisions.
That's awesome advice. Dennis?
Yeah, I would say to don't be afraid to put yourself out there, right? So university is really all about making connections, making long life friends and relationships in that sense. And so put yourself out there. Don't be afraid of rejection or failure or what other people might think of you. Be open to joining clubs, chatting with people in class and introducing yourself to other people, because you never know where those sort of experiences or those conversations can lead you down the line.
That's great. Thank you. Stephanie?
My advice would be don't be afraid to ask questions. Everybody on campus is really welcoming. If you have a problem, don't be afraid to go up there and ask questions. You will always find the answer. And also, don't be afraid to explore. University has a lot to offer. I mean, you would never get the full package of like university, but don't be afraid to explore and like look for new things out there.
I love that. Thank you. And lastly, Ridhi, one piece of advice for our incoming first years.
I'd say embrace failure, and I know that sounds like what, but as someone who went through all of a university kind of like scared of failure, I realize now that I missed out on a lot of opportunities that I could have used if I just been like, this is okay, this is fine, and I can do better going forward, and I can like use these resources available to me to be able to do better. So I think and like being okay with failure is also a really important thing to like have just in a lifelong kind of sense. So like embrace failure and look for different ways of like doing better next time. It's I would say like coming into university as someone who like expected way too much of herself. I think at some point you are going to fail at something, and that's okay. And I think being able to pick yourself back up and getting back on the wagon and continue going and looking for more opportunities to kind of like be uncomfortable and put yourself out there, like Dennis said, and kind of like failing again and failing and like being able to pick yourself up again and again and again is a really cool thing that university teaches you. So embrace that and embrace that learning experience.
That's great. Well, I want to thank all four of you so much for joining the student panel today. I'm sure our guests and students and their families listening really appreciate hearing real stories from real students who are currently at Waterloo. And for everyone watching, I want to say, welcome future scientists. Hopefully you find a home here at the University of Waterloo. And if you have any questions that you didn't get a chance to ask, or maybe has a little bit more information behind it, you can always reach out to me at science@uwaterloo.ca. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. But that's our time for today. So I just want to thank everyone for coming. And yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out through email. We're always happy to make a connection, and we hope to see you on campus one day. Goodbye.